talk of Roman Reigns losing at Clash of the Castle and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report for August 29th. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Talking to Denise Salcedo about not being involved in a championship storyline in AEW, Tay Melo mentioned that despite only having 2 singles matches this year, that she gets plenty of TV time. There's one thing that Tony does really well. It's like trying to keep people on TV. We just have 3 hours on TV a week, and we have like an entire roster. It's crazy. It's not enough time, you know, but I feel Tony does a really good job trying to keep everybody there. It's a circle. Sometimes it's going to be your time, and sometimes it's going to be someone else's moment. I'm super grateful because in 2021, I was having a great time. I was on almost every pay-per-view. I feel like that was my opportunity to grow, and I took it really well. But right now, it's somebody else's moment, and that is okay because I'm not sitting and catering and doing nothing. Tony found a way to keep me on TV, which I appreciate so much. I know I'm not involved in title matches or crazy storylines, but it's not my moment. Other people need opportunities too. When talking about a potential return for his friend and NFL star Rob Gronkowski to WWE, Mojo Rawley revealed how much he's been training while speaking to Wrestling Inc. I gotta think he'll go back to football before he comes to wrestling full time. I've always said I don't think Rob is done. He gets too bored too quickly. He's another one that likes a lot of excitement, is always doing a lot of things. He retired once before, it didn't last that long. I would love to see Rob come back to wrestling. I don't know what his master plan is here. I don't even know if he even has one. I know he wants to enjoy some time off. He's had some training, no formal in-ring training. We had that in the ropes. We never got to that because Tom Brady went back to the Buccaneers and the offer was too good for Rob not to go back. Calling his return to the main roster, Finn Balor revealed on Out of Character that he pitched going to NXT UK last year. I wasn't super excited about the idea of returning to the main roster. I felt there was potential for me to perform in NXT UK and work with those guys, and that was something I was super interested in. I pitched the idea to Hunter at the time, and they were interested in it, but they were going to have to renegotiate my contract, and all because of budget restrictions, and it was just going to prove too difficult and maybe wasn't a smart move career-wise at this age. I've become very aware of that, and there might be a clock starting to tick right now. I'm more aware of that now than I was 5 years ago. I thought, well, I need to get on a good run on the main roster. They came up with the idea of coming back and working a program with Roman, and you can't turn that down. It was a no-brainer. We started off hot, kind of dipped down a little bit. I feel like it's starting to warm up a little bit again. I'm excited. With it previously reported that Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler of FTR will not be included in the AEW video game when it releases, it's been noted that there were plans for them to be in the game. Sources connected to the game that we heard from wouldn't confirm how far into the game FTR were still included, but Fightful first gained word earlier this summer. It was stated that they at least made it to the model phase of the game. However, we're told that FTR were informed of the call and weren't too happy about it, as being involved in video games usually also comes with a significant bonus. We're told that they were originally set to be included in the game, but by spring of 2022 had been removed. Reacting to this news while speaking to Give Me Sport, Cash said, "For us, the only real issue is we were kind of blindsided by it. We found out, not how you would expect. When you find out something like that, something major like being taken out of a video game, your mind automatically assumes the worst. For us, it was like, is this something we need to worry about? We read between the lines here? Were we not told for a reason? Now that we are aware and we are out, what is the reason? Is it something we should worry about?" We got an answer. It made a lot of sense, a very logical answer. Okay, cool. As long as we don't have to worry about it, non-issue. That's what it was. We've known about it since May, June, I don't know how long, but for months. The fact that it came out yesterday, no idea why. Don't know exactly what happened yesterday, don't know why it just now became a headline. But we've known about it for a while. We got answers on it a while ago, and for us, it's not even an issue or thought about. Dax added, "The headline for this can be FTR is not upset. FTR does not blame anyone for pulling us out of the game. We heard about this, I want to say March. It was before the Briscoes match at ROH Super Card of Honor, and we heard about it a long time ago. I had someone message me, one of the journalists messaged me and said, 'Is this true?' I thought I did respond on to him. The first thing I did is text Cash, obviously. Have you heard about this? No, let's text Tony Khan and find out. We text Tony, we went through the right chain of commands. We text Tony, talked to him, legal texted us, talked to them a bit, we got our answer, and it was a non-issue. We wanted to make sure we weren't doing something wrong. If there was something we could do to correct that, let us know. Months later, this article comes out. I couldn't believe it didn't come out in March. It blindsided both of us. I don't care to be in the video game. My worry is leaving a legacy, having fun with my best friend, and on top of all that, taking care of my wife and daughter. With Raw being the go-home show for the Clash at the Castle event, Sean Ross Sapp has provided details on expected plans for tonight. WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle will appear on tonight's show as advertised. Early plans have him involved with Alpha Academy and the Street Profits. We're told Angle is set to drink some milk with the Profits. We aren't sure if it's vitamin D or 2%. The Dexter Lumis story is set to continue, with advanced security guards being placed to enhance the story. Both Lumis and The Miz are planned for tonight's Raw. The company also has several vehicles being brought to the site to use on programming, but that's not out of the ordinary the last few weeks. On the Cheap Heat podcast, former WWE star Rory McAllister recalled his partner Robbie attending a live TNA event in March of 2008, just days before WrestleMania 24, which infuriated Fit Finlay, who confronted Robbie when returning to the Mania Hotel. Fit lost it. Fit was irate. Obviously, I understand where he's coming from. He made a lunge and Taker actually stopped him and went, "Dave, calm down," because Robbie had the balls to do what he did. Whether he did it on purpose or not, and I'm almost certain he did, he had the balls to do that, and he walked right back into the bar to face the music. Robbie stood his ground. I've punched Robbie in the face before. He can take a shot, and he stood there and took his shot like a man. And I think Taker really respected that from him. He's like, "Fit, calm down. The boy messed up. He'll pay his penalties. Now leave him alone." As Roman Reigns is set to defend his undisputed Universal title against Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle, WrestleVotes is reporting that there's been talk of Roman dropping the title. For the first time in a long time, there has been some discussion creatively regarding Roman Reigns dropping the titles. I'm hearing multiple ideas have intrigued those making the final call come Saturday in Cardiff. Should be an interesting week ahead. Talking about Jon Moxley squashing CM Punk to unify the AEW World title on Dynamite last week, Bully Ray criticized the bout, saying, "Here's the two things that interested me. Why the no selling of the ankle? Why do a finish that didn't revolve around the angle? Now, I'm not saying what they did was technically wrong, but why Moxley didn't use his normal DDT finish? If you're going to beat somebody with a finish, why not beat them with your finish?" In an update on Sasha Banks and Naomi, who walked out on WWE months back and were promptly suspended but have reportedly re-signed, Dave Meltzer revealed on Wrestling Observer Radio that Naomi and Sasha Banks should be back any week now. They are back being listed on the roster, so should be back at any time. Despite reports of issues backstage with CM Punk and more, which apparently led to a meeting between Tony Khan and talent, AEW star Christopher Daniels told the Headlock Wrestling podcast that everything is fine in the company. The wrestling internet sees what they see from the outside. Everything is going fine in AEW. We just promoted Tony Schiavone, QT Marshall, Sanjay Dutt, and Pat Buck. We're tightening the ship and trying to get everything in a good place for us. Right now, we have a successful television show. Dynamite is doing very well for TBS. Rampage is doing well for TNT. Hopefully, the international fans are enjoying it as well. Everything is going very well for us. We're very happy for the success we've had, and we're going upwards and onwards. With Chris Jericho previously saying that Hulk Hogan got a cut of other superstars' merchandise sales, former WCW President Eric Bischoff disputed this claim on his 83 Weeks podcast. It's not accurate, and if somebody's got a contract out there that can show me otherwise, I'll apologize publicly. I don't have Hulk's original contract here. I really don't. I'm sure somebody listening does. There was language in Hulk's initial contract that gave him the lion's share of his merchandise, a much larger percentage of his merchandise than other WCW talent were getting. But to my knowledge, as I sit here and talk to you, Hulk Hogan wasn't receiving royalties on merchandise that wasn't his, I don't believe. Talking to Ryan Satin about adding members to his Judgment Day faction, Finn Balor said, "I love Walter, but he's doing his own thing. Tommaso Ciampa is doing his thing with Miz, so that's kind of off the table. Maybe AJ Styles, we haven't essentially fallen out, we're just not on the same page. Maybe AJ, bring AJ in. I think his work as a heel is just, pardon the pun, but phenomenal. Or we could go and find someone new, a fresh face from NXT. Given a little more time to think about it, I could have given you a better answer. I love Brock Lesnar in the Judgment Day." Speaking of factions, Jon Moxley recently addressed CM Punk's claim from Dynamite that Mox is the third best member in his current group, the Blackpool Combat Club, as he was in The Shield. As Mox told Cincy 360, CM Punk said, "Oh, you're the third best guy in your group," referencing The Shield. "It's actually an awesome situation to be the worst guy in your group because I got to learn from those guys. I want to be around people that are better than me. Iron sharpens iron, and I want to keep getting better. If you don't get any better, you're going to regress because the world is going to pass you by. Belts come and go, I'm gonna lose this one at some point. Somebody will beat me, but then I'll just get right back up on the horse and get another one. I'm not gonna go quit for 7 years or feel sorry for myself. That's just how these things go." As Triple H is in charge of creative for WWE and bringing back many previously released talent, it seems more could be on their way, as Fightful said. Among names pitched or discussed for a WWE return include Braun Strowman. Strowman was released by WWE on June 2nd, 2021, just about 9 months after holding the Universal Championship that he won at 2020's WrestleMania. Strowman had re-signed with WWE in 2019, landing a major 7-figure multi-year deal that has paled in comparison to some of the newer contracts WWE has handed out over the last year. He actually got down the last few months of his deal, and sources in WWE said that he played hardball during his negotiations. In the year or so since leaving WWE, numerous talent have noted to Fightful that his comments on independent wrestlers rubbed them the wrong way, though at this point, they weren't even sure if he meant it or was doing it to garner heat. Other sources within WWE complimented Strowman for looking ring-ready physically, saying he looks better now than when he was in WWE. Since his release, Strowman has only worked 8 matches, with half of them being on Control Your Narrative shows. We've not learned if or how far negotiations have been or what the specific pitches were involving him. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.